We are going live on Facebook, and it's starting right now. To everyone who is celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and we all celebrate St. Patrick's Day in one way or another. Enjoy your day, have a good time. People have been partying from what I'm seeing on television all night long everywhere. And it's just, people are really, really ready to party. But my fondest memory of St. Patrick's Day, it goes back over 60 years ago. It must have been in 59 or 60 that my father was my teacher in Sunday school. It was Temple Israel, Reformed Judaism when I was growing up. And as my teacher, and I actually had him for 2 years, as my teacher, he was extremely hard on me. I had to produce the most, be the best, That's how my dad dealt with me back then. Well, one year he gave me a book that I was going to review for the class. And the name of the book was For the Life of Me. And it was the biography of Benjamin Briscoe. Now, Benjamin Briscoe was the son of Robert Briscoe. Robert Briscoe, interestingly enough, was Jewish and spent his entire life in Dublin. For 40 years, he was in the legislature and then served as mayor of Dublin 2 terms, while his son Benjamin took over for him when he passed away, did his legislative thing, and also was mayor of Dublin in 1968, 32 years ago. So I had to do this report, read this autobiography, and I was pretty young to be reading an autobiography of that nature, but that's what my father made me do. And, my fondest memory of St. Patrick's Day. Anyways, I wanted to demonstrate today something that I talked about or posted yesterday. I don't think I did a video. It was just a thing that I did. And I talked about, well, obviously I'm doing Facebook Live on that camera. Simultaneously, I am recording in my YouTube studio. It is very, very hard to find my YouTube studio good. And I produce videos that, if you produce a video on YouTube, you just grab the URL of that video and you can put it almost any place. Well, I put it in LinkedIn. LinkedIn does not have the capability of doing a video on their platform. If you want to, you can display a video on their platform, but you have to bring it in from the outside. So we figured out a very simple way to do it, and I wanted to demonstrate that, and also too the messages that I have, and they're different approaches. I do one thing with Facebook, I do another thing with LinkedIn. By strategy, that's what I do. That's what I plan. And today the messages kind of overlap. The title is Just Do What I Do. I'm going to end up with something that happened on LinkedIn yesterday, but just do what I do. For years, um, I would tell folks, don't do what I do, because it's what I do and it works for me. It's doubtful that it won't work for too many people. There's not enough structure in it for other folks to really get involved. But the fact that I'm pretty disciplined in what I do, it's worked for me. I've been very blessed. In the '70s, I was publishing. In the '80s, I was a direct marketer, specializing in direct mail. In the '90s, I was in a collaborative arrangement with a company, a Fortune 500 company, actually, who was the largest in the world. They were the largest teleservices provider in the world. And I uh, I was asked to handle their insurance business, dealing with insurance companies. So that's what I did for most of the '90s, and then got involved in the internet in 2000. Survived Y2K. Uh, Funny story there. Y2K. I was on a team. There was a consulting company. I think it was CSG. They had a consulting contract with Prudential Insurance. Prudential Insurance paid CSG $30 million, $35 million for a contract to guarantee that when it went from December 31st, 1999 to January 1st, 2000, the world wouldn't explode, the computers wouldn't explode, and life would go on. They actually paid him like $35 million, and CSG invited me to be part of the team because it was an insurance company. Well, so I've been able to do what I want to do. I create an idea, a project. I have the commonality. It's all about marketing and it's all about sales. And so for over 50 years, I've combined the two, uh, because any dollar spent for marketing must be accountable in the sales that they generate and the revenue that's generated because of that marketing. That is what direct marketing is all about. The marketing that we're most familiar with is brand marketing, where X number of dollars are spent to create a brand identity for a product, for a service, and um, uh, you might spend $100 million. Well, are you going to do $100 million worth of business, or $100 million plus $1 of business? That's what mass advertising is all about. But uh, I have been uh, a direct marketer, one at a time kind of mentality. We push our marketing message as opposed to creating the message and try to pull the traffic, uh, the audience into it. That's the difference between the basic difference between the two. So it's worked for me. So for the last 2 years, I have been fine tuning a concept. It started out actually in one direction and ended up in the direction that it is today, and that in fact is the New World Institute for Creative Marketing and Sales. That's what we do best. And so, in putting a program together, I'm starting to anybody who is interested in coming into the as a participant and learning what is being done, I will do a 15-minute video chat interview to see if there's a good fit for what we are doing at the Institute and what they want to do with their lives. And it'll take me less than 15 minutes to figure that out. Um, but also in that interview, we will create an opportunity so that the fee of the institute will be covered by somebody else in the form of a scholarship, so that the individual, the student, will be learning how to put together a web landing page, not just the technology of it. That's really, really simple. It's the marketing thought that goes behind it, because quite simply, we have established the New World Institute for Creative Marketing and Sales uh, for the purpose of becoming the premier marketing sales think tank anywhere. Tied to that, uh, everybody who graduates, who goes through the 125-day program of the Institute, everybody who goes through the program, if they go to day 125, their choice then is, do they want to maintain a job, or do they want to expand upon the concept and create a business, as I have done? That determination will be made on day 126. So that's what I used to say, don't do what I do. Now I'm saying, do what I do because it's working for me, and there's no reason why it won't work for whomever wants to get involved. And we will make it work uh, for anybody who really wants to get involved and to understand what drives marketing, what drives sales. It's the human behavior. Understanding human behavior is what marketing and sales is all about. So that's our Facebook Live with Five message for today. One thing that I wanted to end up with on LinkedIn, I got involved yesterday in a discussion about this book, Intentional, written by a mentor of mine, David Amerlin. He has been, of all the folks that I've interacted with over the years, David has been most instrumental in the development of my marketing and sales expertise. At any rate, an individual, not David, somebody said the book Intentional sneaks into your brain, which was kind of an interesting perspective. My response to that comment was, I'm happy to say my wiring, and then we're talking about how our brains are wired to make decisions that we make in our lives. David explains it very well, better than anybody could explain it in Intentional. But my response was, I am happy to say my wiring was aware of your provocative thinking. In David, the book Intentional validates my thinking. Thank you, David. And then I recommended folks go to the domain, the URL, intentional.expert. Intentional.expert. That is a web landing page that David and I created for him. There's 3 videos. That's part of the concept. The first video is a conversation between David and myself for whatever topic we choose to discuss. The second video is David himself. Each week, he sends me a new recording that he's done on YouTube. He sends it to me, and I put it in his video spot on that web landing page, intentional.expert. And then the third video is I would equate the third video to be a cyberspace infomercial. Because and I was very much involved with infomercials in the early part of the 90s before I got involved in insurance companies. I spent 2 or 3 years in the infomercial world, not just at other activities, but met a lot of folks who were producing in those days. And so the third video on that page is a testimonial by myself. It happens after I've had an opportunity to test, to talk to meet, to see if I can truly endorse what it is. Well, if I can endorse it, there won't be a web landing page, period, because that page will go all over the place, but it will also go into our our dot expert digital library. I've started to create this library. There's only 3 entries in it now, 3 web landing pages, but I want to have hundreds of pages so that folks will know to get good business information, small business information, not just marketing and sales, which is my expertise, but Barbara in there is the #1 authority on small business taxes. We talk about it, this soon, actually November, we will be talking about a book that she revises every year. We've been having conversations for the last 13 years with the book, and we'll looking forward to this year. And we talk about other things, issues that are confronting small business or just general small business information. So I will close with what I am so humbled that David said about me in this stream, in this conversation we had going about his book, Intentional. He said, David Leopold, you are a seasoned marketer and business person with a wealth of experience, and you're introspective enough to be able to tap into what you've learned. So I am not surprised. Thank you, David. Thank you for spending, it's on this one, 18 minutes with us today. Go out, enjoy yourself, have a happy St. Patrick's Day party wherever it is that you might be partying, and we will see you very soon. Take care.